All right, now let's turn it over to Daryl Morey.
Spots really provides potential element that we're excited about. Clint Capela on our right. Folks in the States haven't had as much chance to see him, but top young big in the French league and really all of Europe. Right away provides defense, rebounding, shot blocking, with a ton of potential with his size and length, and somebody who's really excited to get his career going. So with that, I'll turn it over to you guys for questions.
On the subject of excited to get his career going and right away, is that now the plan?
We're met with Boona, his agent, and Clint, and we're still working together on the best possible plan for him. But we have a great track record of developing young bigs, whether it be Patrick Patterson, who went on to be a starter, Donatas Montiunas, rotation player, Terrence Jones, obviously a starter. And if you go back even farther, even better. So we're going to work together, put together a plan. 20 years old and has a big future, and we're going to do what's best for all parties.
Nick, you mentioned that you were really interested to latch on to Patrick Beverley because he's got that same sort of style that you want to bring to the table. Have you had a chance yet to connect with him?
I haven't yet. I saw him. He tweeted something out. And when I was here, I talked to him.
Don't mention Twitter, Nick. It's going to be a follow-up question.
I talked to him. I talked to him when I was here. But I mean, just really excited to get in the gym, get to work, and really think that I can learn a lot of things from a lot of guys.
By the way, James Harden, when we picked Nick, said, "I'm very excited about this pick." So they've already moved on.
All right. Since you brought it up, have you had a chance? He's here. Have you talked about that at all?
No, I haven't talked about that. I had the chance to when I was growing up. When I was in the 8th grade, he was at ASU, and so I had the chance to watch him play his first 2 seasons there. And I mean, he's a superstar.
You imagine you'd be picking him up that first practice?
I'm sorry?
You imagine you'll be picking him up that first practice?
If need be, sure.
Welcome to the league. I think Donatas Montiunas in his first press conference talked about how he's going to be better than. I'm not allowed to say other teams' players, so you have to go back and look. Oh no! All right, moving. What else? We have him now.
I'm sorry.
What are your expectations this season?
As far as myself? I mean, I'm just going to do whatever it takes for me to earn a role on this team. I'm going to work hard. I think that's what every team that I came in and interviewed for, that's what I told them. I'm going to do what I do, play hard on defense and show my athleticism. And, I mean, I'm going to be in the gym.
For both of you, what are the plans for Summer League? And I guess really for both, how important is that to get that taste? Particularly given that you haven't been playing in the States, to get the feel for NBA competition and players next week?
I'll take that real quick first. So Nick's going to play in Summer League with Clint. It's a little more complicated because he's leaving a professional contract in Europe, so it may take us some time to work out the details with FIBA and things like that. So don't expect Clint to be in Orlando, and there's a chance for Vegas. That's where that's at right now.
And
Nick will play in both, yep.
Well, still the question, would that be valuable? Is that something you want to do?
Can you repeat?
To play in Summer League, is that something that would
I
be
think
valuable to you? If you want to do that?
Yeah, I really want to play in Vegas. I think it's important to play the Summer League.
What do you want to see first? What do you need to experience on the court against NBA players?
I think NBA players are the experience I can have is the physical and their more speed, I think. So I think it could be a good thing for me to expect.
Clint, who do you watch in the NBA? Who do you like watching?
I like really watching Serge Ibaka. Good activity, run on the floor, rebounding, and I like Anthony Davis too. He's a good player. He's work hard, and he's growing up fast in this league.
Have you had any experience with Thabo Sefolosha?
I talked to him last summer when I was with the Switzerland senior team, and that's it.
What did he tell you about life in the NBA?
I talked about this more with Nicolas Batum. He talked to me, you got to work hard every day, you got to stay serious, and because we got a lot of games, so I know what I got to do.
Hey Nick, what was your thoughts about where you might go in the draft, before the draft, and then what's your reaction to where you were picked?
Yeah, I knew I had a handful of teams that liked me, but I knew that there had to be some things that happened, things that fell my way. But I mean, ultimately, I'm happy with where I am, what city I'm in, with the team that wins. Because I mean, I think if you look back in my career, that's what I'm about. You know, I want to win. I'll do anything to win, whatever my team asks me to. So I'm excited.
Was there a certain sense, though, of seeing some of the guys go ahead of you that, I mean, you can't help but compare yourself to them?
It's just motivation. You know, I've you know, going into high school, I wasn't as highly ranked. Felt like I had a decent career in high school. Went to Findlay Prep, won a national championship. Wasn't McDonald's All-American, so I felt like that was kind of a disrespect. But I mean, I worked, and you know, coming out into college, kept on progressing, and you know, kind of got overlooked at first, and I mean, ended up the Pac-12 Player of the Year last year. So just gonna stay with my mindset and use it all as motivation.
Nick, we saw what can happen with players that stay in college. Chandler, perfect example here, and how he developed. How did you develop those last couple of seasons, just being there and get better as a player?
I learned how to be a professional. You know, I really think that you can't start the life right when you get in it. You have to adapt to that before and really learn how to, you know, take care of your body, learn how to eat, learn how to work hard and act as a professional. So I think that, you know, learning from guys like Solomon Hill last year, my freshman year, Kyle Fogg, who was in this organization in the D-League, and just learning from those guys, taking bits and pieces from their game, their mindset and stuff like that, really helps you progress. And I think that I've gotten better every year, so just continuing to do that.
Daryl, obviously you see stock in that too. Guys that stayed a couple of years, they feel a little bit more confident just coming into the league, knowing that they've experienced a little bit more.
Yeah, we've had a good history with both profiles. I mean, Clint, young, big, take them early. Often that's the only way you can get them, because bigs get so in demand. So younger bigs, develop them, like I mentioned, Donatas, Terrence, Patrick, things like that. And then we've had a great luck, especially with Arizona guys coming out, and a little bit later in their careers, more ready to play. We've had good hit in winning programs. We've had great success with, you know, Chandler and Aaron Brooks and Carl Landry and those kinds of guys. We've had great success there.
This is for Nick and Clint. Could y'all talk on things that you think you want to improve on?
I think first I have more improve on my first move and mid-range shot, and physically I need to get more physically, I think.
I would say just being more comfortable with the ball, you know, learning to play the one and the two. I think that's a plus of my game. So just getting more comfortable with the ball and shoring up my shooting, getting my shot more consistent.
And Daryl, where are things with Alessandro Gentile about next season?
Yeah, still in discussion. Somebody just so highly regarded in Europe already, who's more ready to play. So he's somebody we're in discussions with about, you know, when and if he might come over.
Are you confident that he will be on the roster next season?
Again, I think under discussion still. Obviously, someone with a lot of pedigree, even though he's only 22 in Europe, having won the championship just now, and you know, best player in the Italian league. So that's something that we've got to continue to talk with his agent about and him about, and see what the best plan is.
Daryl, how's your anticipation for the start of free agency compared to the last few years? I know that you've been putting in a lot of work just to prepare for everything.
Yeah, it's early because we can't talk to anybody yet. It's very hard to predict what's going to happen when things happen tonight. Pretty focused on just finishing up, talking about the draft picks, and then free agency later.
Any other questions? Okay. We are going to take the table down and talk to the sidewalk.
All right, so the Rockets introducing their 2 draft picks. The 25th player taken in the draft to the left of your screen, that's Clint Capela. Nick Johnson to the right out of Arizona. Clint Capela, young man from Geneva, Switzerland, playing in France. It'll be interesting to see what the Rockets will do with him, whether or not he comes to the States next season or if he stays for another year, much like Donatas Motiejunas did, stayed in Europe for a couple of seasons before coming over. He's only 20 years old, and again, 6'11", but a 7'4" and a quarter inch wingspan. So this is a young man that could still very well be growing. Nick Johnson, he's the nephew of Dennis Johnson, the Hall of Famer, who of course was famously the teammate of course, Kevin McHale. And his uncle Dennis Johnson wore number 3 as well as a member of the Boston Celtics, a Hall of Fame point guard in his own right, and Nick Johnson, the Pac-12 Player of the Year. So